Greetings once again, everybody. This is OTR Driving with Steve, also known as the Flying Smurf. Looks like today's going to be a twofer. I figured I would do this video. I have kind of a funny story. It's funny now. It wasn't overly funny at the time. And I figured I would put it out there because I'm not sure who these people were now. I might have just offended a rock star or a movie star or something. I'm not really sure. So here's what happened. I was running my load out of Minnesota on my way back to the yard here in Joliet, and I pulled into a Flying J. I don't remember which one. It was in somewhere in Wisconsin. Actually, it wasn't a Flying J. It was a Pilot. Or no, maybe it was a Flying J. Anyways, it's one of those places where, so I got off the interstate, you got to make a right, and you got to go, I don't know, maybe almost a mile down this road, and then you got to make a left and go a brief way down another road before you get to the truck entrance of the truck stop. Now, I needed to do two. I wasn't getting fuel. I wanted to scale my truck, and I was gonna grab a cup of coffee. I was in a little bit of a hurry, not too bad, but so anyway, so I get off the interstate and I get behind what either they were big ass RVs or tour buses, I'm not sure, but there was two of them, same color, all white. I didn't see any markings on them. Light turns green, and these guys are literally idling through the light. Like, I was like, by the time the second one got through, the light turned red again, so I had to sit there. So I was like, oh, here we go, right? Like, what the heck? Light turns green again. I go, and I'm heavy, right? So I'm not like ripping off the light and hauling ass or anything. But I get going down the street and I catch up to them. Come to another red light. Light turns green again. These guys are creeping through the light. Right? I mean, like, dude, my truck won't even, and my truck's geared low. Like, I was idling and still having to occasionally brake. Light turned red again. Off they go. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what's happening here. Light turns green. Start going down that road. I see the truck entrance, and there they are. Idling into the freaking truck stop, right? And I'm like, I stopped on the road. I just, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, so I stopped. I'm like, what in the hell? And they're just creeping on in there. And the one guy kind of stopped right in front of the Catscale. Like, it's one of those truck stops where the truck entrance is right there and the Catscale is right there. I'm like, so I crept up and I blew my air horn finally. I'm like, because I don't know what the heck, I didn't know what these guys were doing. I'm like, are we lost? Do we not know how to drive these things? What are we doing? But I want to just scale my truck and do a quick pull through the fuel island that was almost empty and get my coffee and be on my way. That's what I want to do. Okay. So I blew my air horn at him. Hey, you're kind of blocking the Catscale. Hey, there's a truck behind you. Hey, this guy is trying to earn a living. I don't know what you're all about, but can you please move? I get on the Catscale. As I'm doing I do it on the app. I'm putting in my trailer number and my load ID and waiting for the scale to come through. So it does. They finally managed to idle through the truck stop, and they pull into the fuel island. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Catscale comes through. I pull around, pull through the fuel island, so I'm not blocking a fuel island. Pull up, get out of my truck, go up to the, get out, and I'm walking up the door. As I'm opening the door, I hear a guy behind me say, I don't know if you're in such a big hurry, blah, 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 you could just wait. And without even thinking, okay, I just kind of glanced back at the guy, and I'm like, maybe you should learn how to drive that thing. And he lost his shit. Hey, moron, I got people sleeping and blah, blah, blah. And And I'm like, I'm not going to stand here and get to an argument with a guy. All right. Okay, whatever. So you got people sleeping. I'm sorry. All right. I'm out here to make a living. I'm not out here to get stuck at traffic lights behind a couple of guys in their freaking buses. All right. And block Catskills at the truck stop and then get into an argument. All right. Whatever. I'm sorry if I woke up your people with my air horn. Sorry about that. Sort of. I go to the bathroom, went up to the counter, got my Catskill. I paid for my coffee. As I'm paying for my coffee, the girl behind the counter is losing her mind. She's like, "Oh my God, did you see the back of that guy's shirt?" And she's putting her coat on and all this other stuff. And I'm like, "What?" And then she goes running out there. So I don't know who that was in those buses. For all I know, it could have been some huge rock band. Could have been a movie star's tour bus. I don't know. All I'm going to say is I didn't mean to be a dick. Okay? But I don't know what some of you people out here are doing. And I run into this a lot with people in their RVs at truck stops who they get confused. Pardon me for my brief lack of professionalism, if that's what you want to call it. But if you're going to go into a truck stop, at least know where you're going and realize that guys in trucks are on a clock, a pretty strict clock, and have things to do, like getting fuel, scaling their loads. There could be a guy who's on a real hot delivery who's trying to run right straight through that can't quite make it, that just needs to make a quick bathroom break, that literally doesn't have 10 minutes. But how long did it take me? I think it took me 15 minutes from the first traffic light to finally get on the Catskill. 15 minutes might not be a lot to you, Mr. Tour Bus driver. Okay, taking your rock band or your movie star to wherever they need to go, but it's a lot to me. Okay? Now, be grateful that I'm the kind of driver that isn't gonna take too much offense. The guy called me a moron, called me some names, was pretty belligerent as far as I was concerned. And that's another reason people that start getting belligerent with me, I just walk away. As a general rule, I don't need confrontation out here. That's actually more confrontation than I've been in years, because I normally just don't say jack to people out here, because I just don't need it. I know what I'm gonna get, so I don't say anything. But he kind of caught me at a moment, and I said what was on my mind, but I went on about my business. They went on about their business. Hopefully they're not too mad. If they are, oh well. The next time you're going to get off the interstate to go to a truck stop, all right, when there's guys out here trying to earn a living, okay, realize, all right, if you're going to idle down the freaking streets and make guys catch traffic lights and then block the Catskill, some driver's probably going to get upset. Okay, that's just the way it is. You don't like it? Well, pick another profession. That's all I got. That was a quick one. That was a real quick one. Hopefully you enjoyed my story. Y'all take care. Be safe out there. Keep on trucking.